Hello, hello. Today is day 19 of 21 days for a self-judgment detox. And I had another request if I could do like a part 2 on the I judge myself for my marriage ending. And it's crazy. When I load these, I see the stats. And the first one I did on day 11 has almost fast approaching 700 views. So it's obviously it's very called for. So, and I was requested to do, can you do like a part 2 on that? So let's just tap, and we'll see what comes out of my mouth. Karate chop. Even though I'm still judging myself, I'm still so hard on myself for my marriage ending. Hi, Barbara. I choose to honor I feel this way now. Even though I am still making myself so wrong for my marriage ending. Marriages aren't supposed to end. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way now. Even though I am still so hard on myself for my marriage ending. I question myself constantly. I choose to honor. I experience this now. Go to the eyebrow. I'm so hard on myself. I really come after myself about it. My mind just ruminates over and over and over again on all the things I should have done differently, could have done differently, would have done differently if I'd known better. But here's the thing. I'm judging myself now with the benefit of hindsight. When this all fell apart, I was in a different place than I am now. And I can't live life backwards. So what if I could have a little compassion with myself? When I went through this divorce, I was a different person then. And I'm in a learning curve now. Because there's so much you can learn about yourself when a marriage ends. But I've been beating myself up for how I should have handled this so much better than I did. But if I can float back to when that was all going on, I literally was doing the best I could back then. No matter how flawed, no matter how fallible, given where I was at that time, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that was the best I could do. And what if this part of me could really use some compassion? And what if by honoring the person I was then, going through that, what if that can help me see this differently? I didn't even know what I didn't know. Who does? The thing with divorce is it's a decision that affects a lot of people. And the culture I live in would love to guilt and shame anyone for this, whichever side of the divorce you're on. But what if I could see this as a way Spirit is calling me forward to find more compassion, more self-acceptance for who I was and who I'm becoming? And what if, down the road a bit, I will be able to see this all so differently? It may always ping at me here and there, but that's part of life. And what if I'm up for the task? So take a breath. I'm trying to think. I got divorced in 1998. And I said this in the first video I did this. My daughter was about, God, maybe a year and a half. I'm trying to think. She was young. She was very young. I'd been married for 11 years and with him 13. And it was gut-wrenching, again. And when I even think about it now, you know, it's different. Like, the family dynamics are different. And now I'm part of a melded family. And that has its own challenges, too. And I've been with my husband now going on 23 years and married, gosh, going on 22 years. And, I mean, that's been its own freaking journey. And like I said, in this culture and world we live in, we are so sold a bill of goods about the fairy tale and the happily ever after. And anyone that's been in anything like that a long time knows it's work, it's hard, it's challenging. And some make it and some don't. And depending if you grew up in a religion, I grew up in Catholicism. So like, it's a sin to get divorced. Like, that's what I grew up with. And I remember, like, I think of all the things I was going through at the time. And it was insane because it was butting up against the religious upbringing that I was no longer a practicing Catholic, but it was butting up against all that religious programming that I have. So you might look at that too, just to see like, what kind of programming is this bumping up against? Where's the wrongness of me? Where am I judging myself for this? Am I a failure? And what if we could see it as relationships run their course? I mean, I've had friendships that have ended. And I remember the first time a friendship ended, I was like, wait a minute, friendships aren't supposed to end. They're supposed to last forever. They end all the time. And yet our culture just, again, likes things tied up in a nice little neat bow. And if you think about how much divorce there is now, you can, fall in with like the failure mechanism of that. But it's just unpacking that bag and being like, okay, where is the judgment of self coming from? Whether you wanted the divorce or you're the recipient of the divorce. It's like unpack, like, I should have tried harder. I should have done it differently. All those things that we did. And, it's forever different. My life is forever different since that divorce, and yet there's things about it that have sucked, and there's things about it that have changed for the so much better. And I just think that's life. That's life. And our culture in the personal development world, it's kind of like, let's just have it be nice and neat. So I hope as this part 2, you found this helpful, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow. Wow, with day 20. And day 21 I know is probably going to be done a little later in the day, just because I have to leave my house I have to be out of my house at 6 o'clock in the morning for something that I have to do, and drive a couple hours away. So, but it'll be here. But see you back here tomorrow. Jane, is it Margie? I love the way you spell that. And then Barbara, great to see you. And see you back here tomorrow. Bye for now.